Okay, today's project is asparagus. Just run-of-the-mill asparagus. The first thing you want to do is remove the ends. And the way you do this is where it snaps. Normally, that's where you want to separate it. Like so. Now this is old. I got it at Walmart yesterday, and it's got to be at least a month old. So the fresher you can get it, the better you'll be. Wherever it snaps natural, that's the woody part. You don't want to eat that. You save it for broth later on down the road. You got it? Okay. Whoa, there's a good one. Okay, these are ready. Set these aside. Now then, I am preheating the oven 425 degrees. 425 degrees. Alright, step 1, preheat your oven. Step 2, prepare your butter. Alright, now this is gently melted, just above room temperature. You don't want it scalding hot, bubbling hot. You just want it melted, okay? Now, I'm going to add some spices here. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon Old Bay, 1/4 teaspoon Tommy Chi-Chi's, whatever his name is, Tony Chi-Chi's Cajun spice, 1/4 teaspoon of blackened Cajun's Choice blackened seasoning. This is good stuff right here. You ought to try it. So I've got all that, and I want to put it into the butter, okay? Okay, then gently mix this up. Now then, that is our seasoned butter, gently melted. All right, we're going. I do this in groups of 3. Or if you got a skinny one, just throw that in there somewhere. So we're going to need, we got 4 groups here. So we're going to need 4 strips of bacon, room temperature. Not cold, room temperature, 4 strips. Cheap, thin sliced bacon. Not thick. Thick won't work. And if you can get as much fat in there as you can, if you get lucky, it's better. Because all this got a lot of meat. But it'll work. It will work. Don't fret. Alright, now then, I'm going to take these. And I've got a metal pan with a piece of parchment paper. And here's what we're going to do. Alright, these are dry. It has to be dry. So if you wash your vegetables before you use them, you need to pat them dry. Butter will not stick to a wet surface. And you take your butter, and if you can get it down to the consistency of like mayonnaise, it'd be better. Because it's easier to brush. Alright, you take your handy dandy Harbor Freight and butter brush. This is a special butter brush I get at Harbor Freight. And you brush on your butter. Now the way I figured this out, this is the 3rd time I've done it. 1 tablespoon of butter per wrapping. That's what it came out to. And you can try your favorite spices and herbs. I just happened to put this one together yesterday and I like it, so I'm not going to experiment right away until I get me another batch of asparagus. But you can see how, you know, if your butter's a little bit on the thicker side, it would stick better. Alright, set that aside. Now then, first wrap. Now then, I found that start with the flour end and work down. It's a cheap bacon. You can see how it's falling apart already. And if you've got an extra person, this would be a whole lot easier. One could hold the asparagus and the other one would do the wrapping. But I don't have a extra set of hands right now. Alright, you got it? You wrap up the end, and the object of it is to try to get your bacon all the way down to the root end of it. When you got little pieces of bacon fall off, put it on there somehow. It'll melt. Yeah, this is a messy job, but I'm telling you what, boys and girls, the end result is well worth it. Let me tell you. You know, see, if you had an extra set of hands with a kitchen helper, one could hold the asparagus and the other one could do the wrapping. The object of it is have as much coverage as you can with your bacon. Alright, this right here's got 3 and a scrawny one, which is crooked. I probably should throw it away, but this is too good to mess up here. Alright, you got it? It goes pretty quick if you know what you're doing. First time you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle the very first time. But this is the way I do it. So, I mean, the more you do it, the more comfortable you are with getting it done. Okay, we've got 4 wrappings, okay? The oven is being heated, preheated, to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, see how the butter's thickened up a little bit? That'd be the consistency that you would want it. Now, put some more butter on top of that bacon, alright? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. We're going to put more butter on top of the bacon. You make your decision if it's too much or not enough, okay? Now I got 4 wrappings, and I did 4 tablespoons of butter. So that's the way I make my mix. Now then, as soon as the oven reaches temperature, I want to slide this into the oven for 22 minutes. 425 degrees, 22 minutes. Be right back. Okay. 425 degrees, 22 minutes. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? This is finger food, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, the butter and spices are going to burn. Alright, there's no way of getting around that. But your meat does not burn. It is crispy all the way around. Alright, you need to let this rest for a few minutes, okay, because it's still 425 degrees hot. Alright, let this rest for a few minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Oh my goodness, this smells fabulous. Okay. Woo. Oh my goodness. Boys and girls, you gotta try this. You have got to try it. Alright, here's my afternoon snack. I just wish I had more asparagus and more bacon. I'd have double this amount and it'd be my lunch. Alright, bon appetit, boys and girls. Thanks for watching.